never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Find another reason.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. We just wrapped up week number 4 in the National Football League last night with the Monday night football game, which saw the San Francisco 49ers get back to 500 on the season by defeating the Rams by the score of 24-9. But on to some scores from Sunday. The Minnesota Vikings beat the New Orleans Saints by the score of 28-25. The Seahawks over the Lions in a high-scoring affair, 48-45. The Jets beat the Steelers by the score of 24-20. And I've got a couple of co-workers that are big fans of the Steelers, and I asked them yesterday if they thought that Mitch Trubisky's time was done and it was now going to be Kenny Pickett's team. And then I read an article last night that said that it looks like Kenny Pickett will be their quarterback, at least for the foreseeable future. Kenny Pickett's actually listed as the third-string quarterback behind Trubisky and Mason Rudolph, but Mason Rudolph has been there for a good 5 or 6 years, and they never play him. So I knew if Trubisky was to get benched, it wouldn't be Rudolph, it would be Pickett. And I'm not sure Pickett's the answer, but I am sure he's better than Mitch Trubisky. Trubisky has all the tools to be a good quarterback, except for he's not. The Giants beat the Bears by the score of 20-12. Titans over the Colts, 24-17. The Chargers over the Texans, 34-24. The Falcons get back to 500 by defeating the Browns by the score of 23-20. Now, the Falcons are in a predicament, in a pickle, so to speak. Of course, it's still a long season, so a lot can change. But as of right now, they're sitting at 2-2. And, of course, it's a 17-game season now, but right now they're right at 500. If they play around 500 all year long, they've got a chance to be a wild card team. So as long as you're competing for a wild card, you can't bench Marcus Mariota. So Desmond Ridder is not going to play. The only problem is they only signed Mariota to a 1-year deal, so he won't be back next year. Is Desmond Ridder the quarterback of the future? Nobody knows, but we're not going to know if he doesn't play. But you can't play him when he has no experience because he's a rookie when you're in the midst of a playoff run. So it puts you in a pickle because you don't want to let Mariota go and then not draft a quarterback or trade for a quarterback, and turns out Desmond Ridder sucks. But at the same time, you don't want to let Mariota go and then draft another quarterback, and then Ridder is still your backup because it looks like you drafted him for no reason. So it'll be interesting to see if and when Ritter does play this season if the Falcons continue to stay right around 500 and compete for a wild card spot. I know right now they're a lot better than they were expected to be because they were picked to be about a 4-win team. Well, they're definitely on track right now to win way more than 4 games. The Cowboys defeat the Commanders 25-10. The Eagles over the Jaguars 29-21. Bills over the Ravens 23-20. The Cardinals over the Panthers 26-16. And speaking of the Panthers, their head coach Matt Rhule is pretty much hinting around and saying without saying that they may change starting quarterbacks. If they do, don't blame them. Baker Mayfield sucks. He is the walking, living, breathing definition of a average quarterback. The Raiders finally get on the board this year with their first win by defeating the Broncos 32-23. The Packers over the Patriots 27-24. And on Sunday Night Football, the Chiefs beat the Buccaneers 41-31. On Sunday afternoon, I posted a video about who do you think is the best team right now, the worst team right now, and surprising team, whether it's surprising in a good way or surprising in a bad way. So I'll go ahead and tell you who I think those 3 answers are. The best team right now, to me, through 4 weeks, comes down to either the Buffalo Bills or the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm giving the Eagles the small edge as of right now, not because they're undefeated and the Bills have that one loss to the Dolphins last week, but it's because, for some reason, maybe it's just me, but every year it seems like Josh Allen has that one game every year, if not 2 games, where he just plays awful. So until Josh Allen shows me he can play consistently good every year, all year, every game, I don't think the Bills are the best team. But I think it's definitely down to the Bills and the Eagles. The worst team, of course, it's obvious, it's the Houston Texans. I don't know if they'll win 2 games. They're pitiful. And the surprising team to me, in a bad way, is the Raiders. I didn't think the Raiders are going to be no 12-win team because I just don't think David Carr is good enough to do that. But I do think they're good enough to be, 8, 9, 10-win team. But they got their first win on Sunday. So maybe they'll turn it around. I do think McDaniels is a terrible coach. But at the same time, they've got enough talent to be a whole lot better than 1-3. And I think I said David Carr. I think their quarterback is Derek Carr. I always get those guys confused. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the NFL as we sit 4 weeks into the season in this first week in October. Any thoughts on this, please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. What did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing. It just waved. And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.